Hello, everyone. And today is Monday. We're really excited that you came back for our class and we're ready to get started. This week, we're going to do a little bit more research this week. You are going to kind of use the book to learn a little bit more about artistic processes and art criticism and things of that nature. So, this week, we're going to start with chapter two and work our way down. We are preparing for our exams. So, we want to try to go ahead and get all the technological things that we need to get done in the book and make sure that we're acclimated with the class. So, I'm really excited to see your progress throughout this course. So, let's go ahead and get started. So, I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, so we're going to read chapter two. So, I'm going to go to the Art Talk book. And chapter two is basically understanding art criticism and art judgment to have an idea what those consist of, and aesthetics and judgment or art criticism. So you're going to understand for this particular chapter, you're going to learn about the art criticism process. You're going to explain the aesthetics theories and compare and contrast work. So let's look at art criticism. So it talks about what critics do. Basically, they look at works of art and they analyze it. So criteria basically is the standards of judgment. Aesthetics means the philosophy or study of the nature of or the value of art. So that's what aesthetics is. When you look at the nature and the value of art, that's what that consists of. And art criticism is an organized way of approaching or studying a work of art. And it says, why do you think you hear the word criticism? Do you think it means saying something negative? No, it's not true. Criticism is a positive, can be a positive statement. For example, when you shop for clothes or when you try on many things, you act as a critic, meaning judging yourself, looking at making sure that what you wear looks good. So when you develop your own criteria for choosing your clothing, that's through your personal experience. And this is what we kind of do when we look at artwork. We judge artwork based off our personal experience. So when you look at this particular painting here in figure 2-2, irises, tulips, and jonquils and crocuses, you'll see crocuses, I'm sorry. You may experience a little bit confusion because you really don't see what the artist is telling you. You may have had enough experience to develop a type of judgment to the work. But what they want you to do is at first glance, this looks like simple shapes. But when you really think about it, you see that the artist is trying to represent flowers in this work. Okay, so that's why we look at works of art and we judge it and we analyze it. And these crocuses, the jonquils, and the tulips and the irises, those are different types of flowers that the artist is expressing in this work of art. Okay, criticism is not difficult. It talks about it can be fun. And when you look at a work of art, the main thing that you're asking yourself is, what do I see? What do I see is the description. How is this work of art organized? Is analogous? What is the message that this work of art is going to create? That's interpretation. And judging is asking yourself, is this work of art successful? Okay. So those are the things that we're trying to understand when we look at this work of art. Um, you see that it talks about aesthetic experience. This is a vocabulary term. Today you're going to write down these vocabulary terms in chapter two, making sure that you have those for your so that you'll be able to be prepared for the exam. So aesthetic experience is your personal interaction with the work of art. Something, have you ever looked at a sunset and you felt this urge um to come over you where you just feel with wonderment and excitement? That's what art kind of does with people. It creates an aesthetic experience. Then it talks about description, and description is pretty much when you see the size of the work, the media used, the subject, details, all of that. That's involved with that. Okay. It talks a little bit more in depth in this chapter about analysis and what that consists of. Discover how the principles of art are used to organize the elements of art. So you know that the elements of art for your final exam is line, shape, texture, form, value, and space, and color. Those are the elements of art, and those are what we use to when we analyze. We're analyzing the elements of art. All right, so it talks a little bit more in this chapter. You're going to continue reading that, and then you're going to understand Interpretation, meaning that you're understanding the meaning or the mood of the work. Judging means that you're understanding and determining the degree of the artistic merit. Like, is it successful? That's what you're asking yourself when you judge a work of art. Okay. This is a little artist back there, and it talks about Georgia O'Keeffe. She's a really interesting artist. So, what you're going to do for this chapter, it goes on, it talks about aesthetics and literal qualities. You're going to write the vocabulary terms in chapter 2 today, and you're going to upload those. Imitationalism focuses on realistic expression. Formalism talks about that. Emotionalism and how certain works of art evoke emotions. Then you're going to see it talks about judging functional objects. Sometimes these, like they said, these chairs that you see here are functional objects. People can actually sit in them, but they're still an artistic work. Okay. This is lesson 3. You want to keep going. It talks about art history operations. What they are is a 4-step approaching the way you gather information about a work of art. Talks about individual styles. So you're going to go through and write these definitions down today. And you're going to upload them for a grade. Okay. So that's your assignment for today in this Art Talk book. I do have the Art Talk book. It's going to be listed there. And the pages. So the pages that you want to do is you're going to do pages 26 through 35. You're going to read those and you're going to write the vocabulary words and upload them for a grade today. Okay. All right. Please let me know if you have any questions, and we'll be going through and grading these. We want to get prepared for our final exam, so we're trying to go ahead and get any book work that we need to get accomplished as well. So we did start out with some book work, and I want to add it in throughout the course. So go ahead and upload your vocabulary terminology for today, and that will be counted for a grade. Thank you.